What if Night 310 here? Last time we left off with the series, Naruto was about to leave his village when Zabuza stopped him and told him he should try and look for disgraced clans, or clans that are being hunted down, to have him join his village. Mainly because they're typically pretty powerful, even if they're not, the numbers will be pretty good, and having some wreckable clans in our village could be pretty helpful. Naruto takes this in consideration, but right before he leaves, he throws the kunai on the ground in front of Zabuza and tells him, hold on to that, in case I ever need to get back here quickly, just throw that on the ground and I'll sense it and teleport right over. And then he says, if I find some people and send them this way without me, I will give them a piece of paper, saying that I'm sending them there and what clan and stuff they're part of. And I'll tell them to look for you or Haku, okay? Zabuza says, okay. Okay, Naruto goes into a small tavern. He crosses the water on foot using water walking, and he goes into a tavern. But right before he enters, he uses transformation jutsu. Naruto turns into a older person, kind of like Zabuza, but with a shirt and not a giant sword and stuff. So he orders something to drink, a beer, because that's what you get at a beer, at a bar. He doesn't drink it because he's still too young. Anyway, he overhears some people talking about a few people calling themselves Yuki, which Naruto recognizes as as Haku's last name. He walks over to him and asks him where they heard of people with that last name living. They tell him in the land of water. No village to be exact, but they have a general location. It's in a small village with about 60 people with around 20 Yuki clan members. Naruto says thank you, gives them a bit of money and his beer because he's too young to drink it. Anyway, so Naruto heads out to this tiny little town. So he starts looking around, and eventually he finds somebody with black hair who reminds him of Haku. It ain't Haku's mother because she's dead in the canon, and I ain't gonna bring her back to life just for this. But he asks what her last name is. She looks confused by this, but decides to answer with Yuki. Naruto says great, and asks where her family members are. She says, why do you want to know? He says, I'm building a village. I have a member of your clan with me. He's a good friend of mine. His name is Haku Yuki. He was traveling with the swordsman of the mist, Zabuza. He is also a member of my village. We are trying to find people like, you, who are not liked in general by shinobi, who are mistreated, and not treated fairly. This woman asks him why he would be doing such a thing at such a young age. He responds with, at my village, I was hated, attacked, not even allowed to defend myself. Barely given enough money to eat, and when I did eat, it wasn't often. I almost starved to death on multiple occasions. I was hated, ridiculed, plain up treated like I didn't exist. And, I wanted to make a village for people like me, where people could live free of judgment, free of hatred, free of anything like that, where they can be themselves no matter what. This girl says okay and takes Naruto to her family. He tells them that he's making a village and that he would like their clan to join him. He also mentions that he knows someone else named Haku who is from the Yuki clan and is currently with him. Eventually, he convinces them all to go. Naruto gives him directions, and he says he's heading off. And he gives him a paper and says, give this to either a man carrying a giant sword or a girl, a guy who looks like a girl who is wearing some somewhat strange clothing. They say okay and leave. Right before they leave, Naruto asks if they know of any other disgraced clans. They say yes, and they tell Naruto about the Kamizuru clan. The Kamizuru clan is a clan in Iwakaru, who are similar to the Yamarami clan in the point where they use insects. Naruto says thank you and decides to head off. After around 2 weeks, Naruto arrives there. Naruto meets a girl. This girl is the girl in the middle of the photo on this. He asks her if she knows where the Kamizuru clan is. She says she is a member, and why is he looking for her? Naruto says, I heard your clan was disgraced by the Yamarami clan a long time ago. She looks at him with hatred. He says, I want you to join me. She gets a bit confused and asks what's he mean. Naruto says, I'm building a village. A village where you won't be treated like your clan failed. A village where you'll be treated fairly and equally among everyone else. This catches her attention and asks why a young kid like him is going around inviting him to a place that doesn't exist. He says the village does exist, and his name is Naruto Uzumaki. He comes from the Konoha. He mentions that he was hated and everything like that, which I'm assuming they were hated too because they were kind of disgraced and kind of wiped out. I'm going to say there are like 10 members. Actually, no, 15 members. He tells her where to go and hands her a paper. Give this to a guy carrying a giant sword or a guy who looks like a girl wearing strange clothing. She's a bit confused by this, but decides to. Hold on. Give me a second. I forgot the name of this clan. Naruto asks them if they know of any disgraced clans, but they say no, they don't know of any. So Naruto travels around, eventually going into an inn and asking if he knows of any clans, and they say yes, but it's far too dangerous to go near them. He asks why, and they say their clan lives in a dangerous area, and there aren't many members left. He asks what's the name of the clan. The innkeeper says the Chinoyke clan. And then this person says that the Chinoyke clan was considered pretty strong, especially in genjutsu, and they had a dojutsu that was extremely feared. The Uchiha clan saw them as a threat, and the Uchiha clan sent them to a place called the Valley of Death, I'm pretty sure. It's a place that's barely suitable for human life. Naruto asks if they know how many people are there. The innkeeper says, sorry, I don't. Naruto says he'll book a room for the night. He gets a map and tries to locate this Valley of Death. He realizes it's around another week away. Naruto decides to stop by a library and get some scrolls before he leaves. He decides to put these scrolls are basic sealing scrolls. That way he can store items and stuff like that. Anyway, eventually he makes it to the Valley of Death. And he's disappointed when he sees only 2 people and asks them if they are the Chinoyke clan. They say yes and ask him what he wants, activating their dojutsu. Naruto says he wants them to join him. They ask, what's he mean? Naruto responds by saying, I am building a village where people are treated equally, where people are treated how they should be, they're not treated as monsters. People who have something weird about them are basically treated like everyday people. They say, how do we know we can trust you? Naruto says that he doesn't have any way to show it, but he does come from Konoha, and he can tell them something about the Uchiha clan. This catches the older guy's attention, and he asks, what can you tell me about it? He says, they were wiped out. Then the Chinoyke guy gets happy, and then he gets extremely mad. He asks if all of them were wiped out. Naruto says no. 2 survived. These people, their names were Itachi Uchiha and Sasuke Uchiha. The Chinoyke guy clan smiles and asks where they are. He says one of them is in a village hidden in the leaves, Konoha, and the other one is a rogue shinobi. The rogue shinobi is the one who murdered his clan. And then Sasuke Uchiha is considered a prodigy in the leaf, and he is hailed for being the last Uchiha. The Chinoyke clan says, will we ever get the chance to kill them if we come with you? Naruto says it is a possibility. That's all the guy needed to hear. This guy is around Naruto's age, and we're gonna say he was using a jutsu to hide what he looks like. He then grabs a baby and asks them where they're going. Naruto says, I will not be coming with you. I will tell you where to go, and you will look for somebody. Well, 1 of 2 people. One of these people is carrying a giant sword, and the other one looks like a girl, and is dressed in weird clothing. But before you go, is this all the members of your clan? The guy gets depressed and says yes. Naruto says it is fine. You will have plenty of time to rebuild your clan, and your names will once again be feared. The Chinoyke guy says thank you, and asks where he should go. Naruto points him in the land to where he, where he's building his village. Next, Naruto hears something about a clan from Konoha to be exact, which makes Naruto mad knowing that this clan was mistreated by the same village that mistreated him. He then asks for any information they can give him. He finds out that their clan was especially skilled in genjutsu, and once in a few generations, a prodigy is born. A prodigy was powerful enough genjutsu to kill somebody. This intrigues Naruto, and he asks, have they been born? Has that prodigy came to life yet? They say they don't know. He then says thank you, and he sets his course to Konoha. Knowing if he is spotted, he will probably be killed on sight. Naruto performs a transformation jutsu and sneaks into the village, heading to the compound of the Kurama clan. He asks the leader of the Kurama clan, will you join me? The Kurama clan asks, what do you want, nine-tailed brat? He said, I want to offer you something, a place where you can live respected and feared once more. This catches the Kurama clan head's attention, and he asks what's he mean. Naruto then says, there is a village I am creating. The village is in the old place where the Uzumaki village used to be. I have not come up with a name for it, but one day we will become one of the most powerful villages in existence. The Kurama clan is invited to join us if they would like. The Kurama clan head says fine, but first we have an issue. Naruto looks intrigued and asks, what do you mean? He asks him if he has heard the legend of the once in a few generation prodigy. Naruto said yes, I'd heard that every few generations there's a prodigy, Why, has he been born or something? He says, yes, she has been born. Naruto then asks, where are they? Naruto says he'd be interested in meeting them. The Kurama clan hat says, this person was taken by the Leaf, and is being instructed by the Leaf's head genjutsu expert, Kurenai. Naruto asks where at, and he says, I will go secure the girl, and bring her back to you. He smiles, and Naruto heads off. He sees Kurenai leaving. He is completely hiding his presence where there's no way Kurenai would sense him or see him. Then after it's been about 10 minutes, and he knocks on the door. He then asks the girl if she would like to come with him. He then says, your clan is leaving this village and is joining me. Would you like to come as well? It is your choice if you would like to or not. But you should know one thing. You will be treated as an equal. I hear your clan is discriminated against. In my village, you will not be. In my village, you guys will be praised for your incredible expertise in genjutsu. The girl eventually says yes and leaves with Naruto. Well, Naruto takes her to her clan and gives the clan head the paper, saying, give this to a man wearing a giant sword, or a guy who looks like a girl with weird clothing. Then he says, points him in the direction where his village is, and gives them directions to where they should go. Naruto then asks them if they know of any other disgraced clans. They say, not really. Naruto says thank you and leaves. Naruto then decides to go to an inn to see if he can find any more disgraced clans. There he meets somebody, a girl with red hair. Her name is Chiro Uzumaki. He recognizes the last name and notices the red hair, and asks if she is the only Uzumaki around here. She says yes, her parents died when she was young. He then says, would you like to come with me? She asks him who he even is. Naruto says, my name is Naruto Uzumaki. Unlike you, I'm only part Uzumaki. That's why I have blonde hair. But I'm making a village where people who are discriminated against, or whose clans have fallen out of power, so that can be reborn and gain power once again. She says she'll think about it. Naruto says if you ever decide to just come by, and she asks her if she knows where the Uzumaki clan used to be located. She says no. Naruto pulls out a piece of paper and gives it to her and says, points her in a direction and says, and gives her the directions to where she needs to go and says, look for a man carrying a giant sword, or a man who looks like a girl with black hair and strange clothing. She says thank you. And a couple of days pass and she decides to leave and go there, kinda curious of what the kid said. While Naruto is traveling, he runs into a few people. 4 people to be exact. These people call themselves, I don't remember. But he asks them, he finds out that their clan used to be very famous for making weapons. I couldn't find the name of their clan at all, so sorry about that. Anyway, he then finds them and asks them if they would like to join him. And he says you would be respected for building weapons. As the great blacksmith your clan is. They eventually decide to say yes. Naruto gives them a piece of paper telling them where to go and who to look for. Naruto then heads out, seeing if he can find anyone else. While Naruto is looking around, he goes to the land of the village hidden in the waterfall. The only hidden village that's actually hidden. Um, Actually, I'm not sure if that's where she comes from. I heard that, but I'm not sure. Let me just double check that one. I can't find where she comes from, but I'm just gonna say it's the village hidden in the waterfall. Cause I'm pretty sure that's where it is, but not 100%. Anyway, after he finds her, he goes there because he's heard a kid is treated like garbage. When he finally gets there, he can't find the village, but he decides to train a little bit, and he ends up throwing a kunai into a waterfall. He goes to retrieve it and realizes there's something behind the waterfall. He then goes back there and gets attacked by 10 Ambu. He then raises his hands and says, I'm sorry for trespassing, but I'm looking for somebody. They ask who he's looking for and how he found their village. Naruto said he stumbled upon their village on accident, but the person he is looking for is called Fu. They ask why they need that demon. Naruto looks visibly upset and says, "None of your business, just take me to her," which makes the Anbu mad and they go to kill him. But before they can, he vanishes. He teleports to the kunai he had dropped a little bit ago on the ground in case of an emergency. He then quickly takes out the 4 Anbu, and he goes into the cave. He incapacitates 3 of the 4 Anbu, and he asks the other one while holding a kunai to his throat where she is. He tells her, and he knocks the Anbu out. He eventually finds her and asks her to join him, and says he would treat her as a person, not as a monster, and that him and her are similar. She asks him what does he mean. He says, "I am Naruto Uzumaki. I am the jinchuriki of the 9 tails, just as you are the 7th. She looks visibly surprised, and Naruto asks if she will join him. She says yes. Naruto was about to give her the paper, but before he says she wants to travel with him, because him and her have something, both have tailed beasts. He says, "Okay, if you're sure," and then they proceed to leave. A few days pass. Naruto covers both their tracks, and he eventually finds someone in the woods. This person is an older man. This is just some random old guy from Naruto, and I don't know if he plays any importance in the series, but I don't think so. I don't recognize him anyway. So we're gonna say this guy is the master of wind style. Naruto asks him to train him. This old guy agrees to, and teaches Naruto wind style wind sword, where you basically cover a kunai in wind, making it a sword, and wind style wind shuriken, which same thing with a shuriken. Then wind style wind bullet. Naruto thanks the old man and proceeds to leave. A few days pass, and he runs into a shinobi holding a weird sword and an umbrella. He recognizes the sword from when he was looking in the historical books of the Leaf. This sword is the Thunder God Blade. Which is kind of funny considering the second Hokage used water style and has 2 jutsus, well, a jutsu and a sword named after the Thunder God, but, I digress. Anyway, he asks where they got the sword. He says he stole it from his village. Naruto then looks at him and asks if he's willing to join him. This guy laughs and says, "Why would I join a brat like you?" and attacks Naruto. Naruto uses the Flying Thunder God and kills this person. He then grabs the sword and says this sword will be great leverage in case I ever need something from the Leaf. He proceeds to seal the sword inside of a scroll and leaves. A few days pass, and he eventually runs into a guy in a kimono with a bubble blowing thing. And this guy, he's left his village. Naruto asks him if he would like to join him, noticing that this guy has chakra and is most likely a shinobi. He says, "What do you mean?" Naruto says he's making a village where people can live in peace, not in fear, where people can be respected. This guy says no, and before he walks away, Naruto notices something. There's something weird about this guy's chakra. It's similar to his and Fu's. Naruto tells him to hold on 1 second and asks him if he's a jinchuriki and what his name is. He says yes, and my name is Utakata is my name. And he proceeds to try and walk away. Naruto asks him if he is a jinchuriki. Fu looks a bit surprised, and so does Utakata. He asks him what's a jinchuriki. Naruto says, "Do you have a demon sealed inside of you?" He says, "Yes, how did you know?" He says, "Me and her were also jinchuriki. We both have demons sealed inside of us. I can't tell which one you have, but I can tell yours is probably one of the stronger ones, but not as strong as hers. I possess the strongest one. You can tell their power by the number of tails. Mine is the nine-tailed fox. From what I can gather, hers is the seven tails. But you, I don't have a clue." This guy says, "I'm kinda curious about you. Why are you looking for people like us, with demons in us? And why are you making a village?" Naruto says in his village he was attacked. Constantly. He was hated by everyone. People tried killing him on multiple occasions. And he was the strongest person in his class and the smartest. But he was the last. And he was given a special test, which was physically impossible. And it was to ensure he could never become a shinobi, the thing he wanted to be most. So eventually, he left. The guy said, "Fine, he will travel with you. You too." Naruto says that they should head back to the village. They say okay. Neither of them actually being at the village ever before, they head off with them. After about, I'm gonna say, half a month, they arrive. Naruto says hi to Zabuza, who greets him. Naruto asks Zabuza how Tayuya is doing. He says, "Very well. She's waiting for you." Naruto says thank you and tells his two jinchuriki friends to follow him. Anyway, after he gets there, he sees Tayuya. He asks Tayuya what she's been up to. She says not much, but you've been gone for quite a while. Around 3 months, we're gonna say. He says, "Yeah, sorry about that. I meant to come and visit sooner, come back sooner, but I just kept running into people." She says she noticed. And Naruto introduced his two jinchuriki friends, Utakata and Fu. They both say hi, and Naruto has the idea to take Fu somewhere. He asks Tayuya if he knows where the hold on, let me look look it up again. I can't find their name, but Naruto takes them back to the Bug Clan. Then Naruto, Kamizuru clan, and he tells them that this is Fu, and what I can gather, she is the Seven Tails, Jinchuriki. They all open their mouths. Well, their jaws drop open. He says, would you mind taking her in and teaching her the ways of your clan? The Kamizuru clan head, we're gonna say it's the girl he ran into a while back, asked why should we do that. Naruto said, I think would be good if you, how do I put this, adopted her into your clan. They asked why would they ever do such a thing. Naruto says, the tailed beast inside of her is kind of like a bug. Well, an insect. So it'd be good for her, and eventually, when she eventually passes, and how many years that'll take, I would like the tailed beast to be sealed inside of one of your clan members, since your clan is quite frequently uses insects. They decide to, and now Fu is Kamizuru. And they start teaching Fu some bug tech jutsus, like, well, first they get her some bugs and, stuff like that. But anyway, after a while, Naruto makes sure everything is settled, and then he goes back to where him and Tezuya have been living. He then asks Zabuza if the house he asked for is ready. Zabuza says yes and asks who the house is for. Naruto then calls his friend over, the six-tailed Jinchuriki, this is such a weird name, Utakata? I might be mispronouncing that, but, it's the best I can do. Anyway, he says it's for him. Naruto figured out that he has the six tails because he realizes it does have less chakra than Fu's, but it also seems to be very good at water jutsus, and bubbles kind of suit the six tails, so we're gonna say he figures it out. He then informs him that he would eventually, if he ever passes, well, when he eventually passes, they will find a new Jinchuriki. But in that case, he would want the Jinchuriki to know about you and about the tailed beast inside you and what jutsus would suit them. So he would like you to live here, and if you ever find something out about your tailed beast or jutsus that might suit the next Jinchuriki, I would like you to write them down. He asked him when he had time to make this house, considering they didn't know he was coming at all. Naruto said, a couple days after I met you while we were traveling, since we were gone a whole month, I made a shadow clone and sent it here to tell Zabuza about you, well, to tell him to build a giant house. He says another one was also made at the Kazamaru clan for Fu. He says very well. Naruto then says, we should probably start building up our defenses, because the Chunin exams, we're gonna say, are 1 month away, no, 2 months away. He says we should try and build up our, like a leader and stuff like that. Naruto then says, we'll also have to come up with a name for our village. If we do, and since we intend to become a ninja village. Zabuza says yes. I'm gonna search something out. Zabuza says, let's call the village the Watsava village, which is Japanese, well, rough Japanese, for forgotten. Because this village is basically a mixture of all of the forgotten clans and people in it. So Naruto says okay to this, and he proceeds to say, for now we should get a leader. Zabuza says, since you are the creator, you should be the leader. Naruto says, yes, that's true, but I'm also far too young. Because don't forget, Naruto's still a pretty young kid. I'd say a bit before Ginny, so like Kazuna age. So yeah. Then they end up saying, fine, we should go to, yeah. You should be the leader, Zabuza, Naruto says. Since I am too young, and you have been a member of this village for the longest, well, you're the longest shinobi, and definitely the strongest out of everyone else, you should be the leader. Zabuza says, okay, but are you sure, kid? He says, yeah, but when I reach the age, then if you want to, I can become the Kage. Well, the leader. They're not going to call themselves Kage because they're not really leading a giant village yet. Anyway, Zabuza eventually agrees and says, fine. But how are we going to enter the Chunin exams? Naruto says, asks, do you know where they're being held next? Zabuza says, yeah, from what I've heard, it's supposed to be in the village hidden in the leaves. Naruto said, I was worried about that, but it makes sense. Naruto then says, we should select those we think is strong enough to become Genin. Zabuza says, fine, but you shouldn't take the Genin exams. Naruto says, I technically ain't even a ninja, so I think I should. Naruto asks if they have any clue who should be Jonin level. Naruto says, from what I could see, a few Yuki clan members seem to be around that level. Same with the Kamizuru clan and Kurama clan. A few of them were Jonin in the village hidden in the leaves. But I think we should wait a while before I don't think they should participate in the Chunin exams. Zabuza asks why. He says, they're a clan that just disconnected from their village. So right now, they're kind of classified as missing nin. Zabuza says, you have a point, but in that case, should I become the leader of our village, since I am technically a missing ninja myself? And I did try and assassinate the Hokage. Well, the Mizukage, which I'm pretty sure is the Mizukage. Naruto says, yes, you should be. For one, your name is recognizable. And you're pretty powerful. So it only makes sense. Zabuza says fine, and Naruto asked, so since you're the leader, should I assign teams or should you? This guy says, I don't really care. Zabuza says, I don't really care. You should assign the team since you are the village creator. Naruto says okay. So Naruto gets the idea. Most of the teams are like random. Toyuya is not a ninja, by the way. Anyway, so Naruto says, for a team, we should have me, Fu, and a member of the Kamizuru clan. I'll make someone up. Jack. Yep, just going with Jack. He should also be on the team. And for a team leader, we should have Elder of the Kamizuru clan. Naruto says Jibachi should probably be is around Jonin level, so we should make him the Jonin, and he can lead my team if he's willing to. So Naruto goes and asks him, and he says, sure, he'll lead the team, and he'll train Jack and Fu, while Naruto works on his own jutsus, because they can't really teach him anything, considering, his clan. But Naruto decides to ask the female Uzumaki. Can't remember if I gave her a name or not. If I did, then I'll look at it later and figure out what it is. So next episode we'll be going over Naruto's training, some of the political things in the village, and even the Chunin exams. So I hope you all enjoyed. Goodbye.